The curse of the path. Some ideas require some time to marinate, to become tender and appetizing. Now, the transport and logistics industry is subject to a strong path dependence, meaning that the solutions that are developed are based on previous things and follow the same path, simply the path of least resistance. I've talked about this path dependence before in terms of an immune defense against too rapid change. So when an idea is presented, which would certainly work, but the idea is a little too wild and crazy for its time, the immune system kicks in and ensures that the system sticks to the familiar path. 13 years ago, in 2011, I wrote a blog post exploring the possibility of using the structure and functionality of Twitter to manage operational information in a transport and logistics system. The concept is simple. Give every pallet, vehicle, terminal, and carrier, and so on, an account. As soon as they are involved in an event, they post this in a feed similar to what we, at least in 2011, did on Twitter. Instead of posting pictures of your lunch, the pallet posts status changes such as being loaded onto a truck or being put in a warehouse. The system then allows you to follow the accounts that you are interested in. Of course, you need permission to do this. It's not an open system like social media, but the basic architecture is still the same. My thought experiments resulted in a framework that would probably have worked just fine. The basic concept was that instead of building the information structure around tables and spreadsheets, the central components became data streams that could live their own lives and where value was created when these data streams were combined with each other in real time. Now, 13 years have passed. A quarter career for some, a blink of an eye for others. Eons in digital development. Now we have mature services like IFTTT, if this then that allow users to stitch together different independent systems and services without them being aware of each other. When you drive up to your garage door, the power to your sauna is turned on because it's Friday. Plus, your sound system kicks off the Monster Magnet playlist, and an order is added to Uber Eats for your favorite dish from that Korean restaurant. None of these systems have anything to do with each other, but since you have digital control over them, you can stitch together the logic yourself via IFTTT. What I didn't think about 13 years ago was how much better we would become at using data to make advanced decisions. AI was mostly theoretical science fiction back then, and the mental model of a logistics system was still basically a spreadsheet. Now, completely different rules of the game apply. Now, or very soon, we've reached a kind of platform level where the cost and difficulty of integrating and building completely different types of digital architectures is greatly reduced. Now, we could easily build my tweeting transportation system from 2011. We could also boost it with AI and powerful models that not only have the ability to make better decisions, but also give us a transportation and logistics system with higher efficiency, higher effectiveness, less waste, and significantly more sustainable. I'll leave it to others to decide whether this is a good idea or not. What I'm really aiming for here is that we now have both the practical and financial opportunity to build something completely new, which does not depend on history and the path taken so far. What I now see is how existing system suppliers, who've all walked this path for at least 10 to 20 years, are being challenged by completely new players. These new actors look at the system we built, they break down its functionality and purpose, and then they create entirely new types of models and tools based on today's level of technology. They have neither understanding nor respect for the rest of us walking in circles on an ever-narrowing and slowing path. And the white blood cells, of course, will fight this development, just as they always have. Oh, can we really trust a supplier who hasn't worked in the industry for as long as we have? Or, we know our customers and we know what they want. But When the cost of making the leap to a new and superior paradigm drops enough, change comes quickly. 20 years of experience is perhaps now a disadvantage that ties us to an old structure. Perhaps it's as one of my favorite authors, William Gibson, said, already back in 2003. The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. The question is where this future will appear first, for those who walk on the path or for those who are outside. I know what I believe. Who, of all the companies out there, will have the courage and insight to leave the safe, slow, and rather unimaginative path to strike out in a different and perhaps better direction? It's very possible that that's where we will find the future winners. Thank you so much for listening.